Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, November 28, 2014, around 4:53 in the morning in Belleville, Massachusetts. A little bit of snow showers right now, but it's supposed to end, and we only get a couple of inches of snow, not too much. But people have to shovel before going to work or going to shopping or going wherever today. Today's also Black Friday in the United States, the busiest shopping day of the year. Many people camped out before the doors open at many of these stores just to get the good deals on electronics and clothing and stuff. But sometimes it might not be worth it, because sometimes, like when the doors open, people just rush to get those good deals, and people smack them, push them around, stuff like that. One little tidbit to report: the Seattle Seahawks beat the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 19-3 last night in the Thanksgiving football game for the NFL. The Seahawks are only one game out of the first place in the NFC West, while the 49ers are 2 games out, and it's going to be very tough for them to get into the playoffs, because the NFC, the top teams are like bunched together. That's about it on that. And my first subject of the day is my top 10 list of everything and anything. And because it's Black Friday, I have the top 10 stores that are no longer in business, that I miss shopping at. And this is a pretty good list. Many of these shopping places are no longer in existence, or they've been merged together and stuff, but a lot of these are like basically in the northeast part of the United States and stuff, and I miss shopping with them. Number 10 on the list is Strawberries. That was a music place and a video place. I used to shop at Strawberries a lot, at their flagship store in downtown Crossing in Boston and Washington Street. They had 5 floors. It was pretty good. One floor they had the newest DVDs, videos, cassettes, CDs of music. Second floor was, I think, more of like the DVDs and cassettes. Third floor was the video section. Fourth floor was the world music, and the fifth floor was like discounted stuff. But Strawberries was like rebranded as FYE in 2006, and in 2011 FYE closed down its location in Washington Street because the company was downsizing. And number 9 on the all-time list of greatest stores that I miss shopping at, it's no longer in existence, Bradley's. Bradley's was a regional chain in New England. It was one time owned by the Stop and Shop Corporation, and they had some great deals on clothing and DVDs and stuff like that. I used to shop at a couple of them, one in Burlington, Mass, one in Somerville, Mass, and one in Medford, Mass. They went out of business in 2000, and many of the Bradleys got converted over to Kohl's, and it was a very good place to shop at, but I miss shopping there. Number 8 on the all-time list of greatest, of the best stores that are no longer in existence I used to shop at, Ames/Sears. Sears was a popular discounted chain of stores in the northeast part of the United States. I used to shop at a couple of them, one in Cambridge, Fresh Pond Plaza, and the one in Medford on the Fellsway Plaza. And Sears used to have good sales and stuff like that. It got rebranded as Ames because Ames bought it out in 1990, and they eventually closed down a lot of the stores. Ames went out of business in 2002, and that was kind of sad. But with all these new stores coming up with Target and Kohl's into the area, Ames was doomed. Number 7 on the all-time of the list of the stores that no longer in business that I used to shop at is Mars. Mars was like a small discount chain store. There was only a few of them. There was one in Pelham, New Hampshire, on Bridge Street on Route 38. Used to shop there a lot. Used to go with my late grandfather to Mars, and they had a good toy selection and a couple of other stuff. Mars was in existence for many years, but in like 1989 they went out of business. And I think eventually Capital Warehouse went there, and that was only a few years now. I don't know what's there now, but Mars was a great place. Number 6 on the all-time list of the top 10 stores that are no longer in business that I miss shopping at is Stewart's. Stewart's was a kind of a small chain store in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, mainly based in the Merrimack Valley. There was a lot two in Lowell, one in Tewksbury, one in Billerica, one in Malden, and a few other places. They used to have a lot of great stuff to buy and this and that. Stewart's went out of business in 1995, which was sad because I liked some of the stuff they had. The Stewart's in Billerica, Massachusetts was at Town Plaza, and it's now part of it's now the trampoline park, Altitude, and a Radio Shack and a Lower Fiber in that same build area that Stewart's used to be. Number 5 on the all-time list of the top 10 stores that are no longer in business that I used to shop at, All for a Dollar. All for a Dollar was a local store in Billerica, Massachusetts at the Billerica Mall. We could get good stuff for all for a dollar, books and knickknacks and other stuff, and it was real popular for about 4 or 5 years. Eventually they went out of business, and they had another dollar store, but it wasn't as good as All for a Dollar, and it was could have got a lot of great stuff there. Number 4 on the list is Buck-a-Book. Buck-a-Book was a local discounted bookstore chain in the Boston area. There was a lot of them that I used to shop at. It got a lot of good books there, a lot of knickknacks, gifts. They were in business for many years until 2005 when they went out of business. Number 3 on the all-time list is KB Toy Store. KB Toy Store was in a lot of malls for years, and I used to shop there a lot. There was one in Burlington, Massachusetts, one in Medford, Massachusetts, one in the Cambridge Side Gallery. I used to get a lot of the action figures for WWE there. Very good toy store chain. They went out of business in 2008. Yeah, and that's it. And number 2 on the list is Building 19. Building 19 was a great cheap store, discounted book store. You could get a lot of good stuff cheap there, and they had a good selection of Oriental rugs and stuff like that. They were pretty good for discounted prices. There was one in Burlington, one in Lynn, Massachusetts. They had briefly one in Somerville, and they were all around Massachusetts and a couple in New Hampshire. They went out of business just last year in 2013 and stuff, and they actually kind of still opened the rug place until that went out of business recently, and it's empty in Burlington, Massachusetts, and I don't know what they're ever going to be putting in there, but they'll have to clean it because some of the stores were kind of, dirty or look unsanitized, in my opinion. And the number 1 store that's no longer in existent business that I miss shopping at, Walden Books / Borders, one of the best book chains of all time besides Barnes & Noble. Awesome selection of books there and magazines and DVDs. The flagship store in Boston had so much books and stuff. Some of the books that I used to get you couldn't get anywhere else, not even at Barnes & Noble or online. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later. Facebook friends and YouTube followers. 2 more video blogs. One is going to be about my take on supposed proposal that Maverick Zollner and Mark Cuban made about 4 teams moving to the Eastern Conference, 4 teams moving to the Western Conference in the NBA. And the third and final video blog on the night will be about CFL Hall of Fame and former professional wrestler Angela King Khan Mosca. See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.